You want to position yourself about in the middle of the track. We're going to creep right next to this big red and white curbing on the right side of the track. Now keep in mind when you're coming next to that curbing, the car only has 1 inch of clearance and that curbing sticks up about 6 inches. So if you go over, you're going to get high centered and chances are you'll slingshot in the tire wall. Okay, so come within a couple feet of that curbing. We're going to use the start of the curbing as our braking reference. So you can hold 6th gear tapped out all the way to this point, come off the gas, get into the brake, and you can still make turn 1. If you go 1 inch past or into that curbing, there's no way you're going to make turn 1. Alright, so it's the absolute latest point of braking when we first send you out there. Start with a bigger braking zone. As you get more comfortable with it, try to brake later and later until you get to this point. Okay. Now at the end of the curbing, and that's going to be when we add our downshifts to our braking. So right about here, we're going to start adding those downshifts, and I'll go over that next lap. About halfway in between where the cars ended the track, so right about this point, you want to be done braking and done downshifting. So both hands are now back on the wheel, and we're going to start rolling into the throttle. You always want to roll into the throttle before you turn in, just so the cart settles down so it hooks up properly through that corner. Alright, so rolling into the throttle just the slightest bit. At the end of the rumble pad on the right side, we're going to turn in, heading for that tall orange cone on the left side. That's our first apex. Apexes are the innermost point of that corner where you want to come as close to as possible to set yourself up on the fastest driving line out. Alright, so we're basically playing connect the dots and big orange cones. So nice easy turn in, try to have 1 input on your turn and 1 output on your turn for every corner. By doing that, that puts less friction on those front tires, so you're going to carry more speed through that corner. Okay. Every time you saw off the wheel, that's 1/10 of a second right there. So nice easy turn in, going right over this rumble pad next to that big orange cone. This is a big double sweep left, so it should be 1 input all the way around until that second apex over there. So by doing that, it's going to take you all the way out to the right side of the track and eventually creep next to our second apex, leaving us on the left side of the track. Sticking on the left side of the track, just before the front of the cart becomes flush with that white sign on the left side, we're going to turn in for our next apex. Cutting straight across the track, going over the rumble pad, and right at this point it should be a straight shot to our next apex. Okay. Going over the rumble pad once again, unwind out to the right side of the track so we can carry more speed through that corner. Progressively work our way back over to the left. Once we're over to the left and the cart's straight, just tap the brake, scrub a little bit extra speed off, roll back into the throttle, heading for that lower apex in the grass. At this point, just before the apex, the cart should be straight again, so we're going to get on the brakes a little bit more aggressive, go right over the rumble pad. As the front wheels come off the rumble pad, we're going to turn up this hill. Now because we're going up the hill, we're going to get like 50% extra traction, so you want to use that to your advantage, because when we go over the hill, you're going to kind of air it out, lose all that traction and a little bit extra initially. So by getting 90% of the turn done going up the hill, you can still be aggressive with your throttle on exit. So at our apex right here, the goal is to be looking at that light pole. So now as we exit, hardly any of that turn left to make, so you can be real aggressive with that throttle and get out of the corner. We're going to come all the way out to the right and work our way back over to the left. We're going to turn in at the end of the little white rumble pad on the left, heading for our apex that you can only see halfway through the corner. The cart should be just to the right of this big crack that goes all the way down the center of the track. And once again, with these two apexes, it should be a straight shot in between where you shouldn't even have to touch the wheel. Come all the way out to the right side of the track. Once you're straight, get on the brakes. Little white line here. At that point, turn in for our apex on the left side of the track. Going over the curbing, big open corner, come all the way out to at least this first yellow line. Don't try to hook on the inside, otherwise you're just going to lose a lot of speed. So unwind all the way out to the right side. Okay. And then work our way back to the middle of the track. Easy enough?
Yeah.
Alright, as far as gears go, we're always getting up into 6th gear. This is our gear reference, so if you only made it up to 5th gear, then you're going to gear off all the way around the track. Okay, so make sure that shifter is nice and firm. Double check for 7th, triple check for 8th, and if you're quadruple checking for 9th gear, you're having some issues. Alright, just make sure that shifter is nice and firm all the way back towards you. And you should be in 6th gear about 15 yards after that checkered line. Heading in for our curbing, our first braking reference. Keep in mind, being 1 inch off the ground, 90 miles an hour is going to feel like 150, so our braking point is going to come up a lot faster than you'd expect. Once we're comfortable with the cart, at the start of the curbing, come off the gas, straight into the brake, very aggressive braking. At the end of the curbing, down 3, 1, 2, 3, both hands back on the wheel, rolling back into that throttle, turning in at the end of the curb, heading for our first apex, one big double left turn.
So 3rd gear.
Third gear right here. Keeping the cart on the left side of the track. Turn in just before the white sign. Right about this point, up one, or you can hold it and then up one right here. So fourth gear right about this point. All the way out to the right, work our way back over to the left. Tap the brake, back into the throttle. Get the cart straight, brake, down two. So what gear? Second gear. Turning in as soon as we're off the rumble pad. At our apex, we're looking at the light pole. Up one right away. Up another as we get back over to the left. Turn in at the end of the rumble pad.
So that's fifth?
Fourth.
Straight shot in between our two apexes. All the way out to the right side of the track. Brake, down two. So what gear? Second gear, meaning how many up on the straightaway?
4.
Up 4. Alright, so let's put it all together. Unwinding all the way out to the right side of the track. Up 4 on the front straightaway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double check 7th roundabout here. Heading into turn 1. Off the gas into the brake. Down 3. 1, 2, 3. Back into the throttle as we're turning in. As you go through the corner, give it more and more throttle, trying to build up our RPMs so we can hit that power band a little bit quicker, grab the next gear. Up 1 right about this point, all the way out to the right side of the track. Work our way back to the left, tap the brake, back into the throttle, brake, down 2, second gear. Looking at the light pole, up 1 right away, grabbing 4th. All the way out to the right side, brake, down 2, second gear, rolling back in the throttle, unwinding all the way out to the right side of the track. Up 4, right? Alright guys, count along with me. Up 4 on the front straightaway.
6.
Heading into turn 1. Off the gas into the brake.
Down 3.
Down 3, boom, boom, boom. Back into that throttle. Keep the cart to the left.
Up 1.
Up 1 here.
Brake.
Back to the
Straight.
throttle.
Down 2.
Down 2, second gear.
Upshift.
Third gear.
Then upshift.
Straight across.
Down 2.
Down 2 right about here. And do it all over again. Everybody can handle that, right?
Piece of cake, sure.
Alright. Nobody's car sick?
Nope. Maybe the guys in the back.
Well, we'll go for a big lap around the track then. Alright guys,
Is
so
that
we're
what-
going to take the car school here. This is the track we're driving on. Normally in a Corvette or a Camaro. So a little faster than this bad boy, but you don't race a van too often, do you?
No.
How long you been doing this? Since
it's
yesterday?
my first day. About 2 years now. I've only flipped 10 of them.
Well, that's good. You learn.
Do we get to do this one or the van?
This one might take a little more money for the boss.
What about the track?
This track's no fun. You hold 6 gear the entire way around. You guys are going to like the track I got for you. Says you can't drive a 15-passenger van on a racetrack, what are you going to say?
You're wrong.
Holy crap, right?
You're going to have to replace the seats because they're all sucked up in their asses right now.
Don't worry, we got spare changes of underwear for everybody. That's a big track. Alright, so when we first send you out there, we're going to start out with a lead and follow. It's basically baby duck, follow mama duck once again. just so everybody gets a direct line right behind us so you can see exactly what you want to be doing out there on the cart. Okay? It's going to work a little bit differently than last time. First 2 laps, everybody is still going to be in a single file line right behind us. At the end of the second lap, as we're pulling on in the front straightaway about here, we're going to point one person by on our left side, whoever's directly behind us. Next few drivers get up a little bit closer, one more lap around, point the next person by, another lap, next person by, and so on. All right, that way you all get a direct line right behind me so you can see exactly what you want to be doing out there. Okay.
You're gonna send that lead guy off on his own. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, whoever's right behind me, they're free to run on their own.
Okay, gotcha.
If you catch up to us while we're still doing lead and follow, just hold back, wait to pass till I pull off the track. After that, once I'm off the track, passing's open on the front straightaway only for right now, on the left side of the track. All right. Just remember, get used to the track, get used to the carts. There's a lot more going on now. All right. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and suit on.